everybody, it's Taylor here today and welcome back to the Tailored Expressions YouTube channel. So today I wanted to share with you a little bit more about our stencil strips. So typically we have designed our stencils to be 6 by 6, and these particular stencils include 3 different strips, each measuring 2 inches at the widest point by 6 inches. So these were designed specifically for creating backgrounds for sponging, like you see on this card, how I kind of sponge that background to make it look like a cloudy sky. Now you can do the same with waves as well, but for this demonstration I'm going to use our Set the Scene clouds to show you how to achieve that look. So I have here just a piece of our sugar cube cardstock and one of our stencils from the Set the Scene clouds set. So I'm just going to place that stencil towards the top of my paper, showing a little bit at the top. That's where my cloud design is going to begin. Now for the color, I have our confetti cake ink and I have a stencil brush. So you can achieve this with other products like you see here, a sponge. This is the Tim Holtz Ranger sponge dauber. You also can find those little ones that you attach to your fingertip and kind of go like this. I'm going to try this with the stencil brush because I just love the look that it gives you. It's very easy coverage and it blends so nicely. So you don't usually get those really concentrated bits of color that you can sometimes get with a sponge. So I'm just going to ink up here and I'm going to start off on my placemat just to make sure that I get those really kind of first concentrated bits of color off. And then I'm going to take my brush, I'm brushing upward so that I can get the majority of that color right along the line of the clouds. I don't want to fill in my entire background with color. I just want it to kind of pop right along that line. And as I bring it down, you can see how that looks. So then what you do next is kind of shift your design. That's how you get it to look more natural. You could, of course, go all the way down the same way, but I think it just looks more realistic when you do it by shifting each layer down a little bit differently. Okay, then I'm going to go shift again. You can see how that looks and come maybe over this way. And this time I'm not going to re-ink. I'm going to see if I just have enough ink to kind of get me by for this layer. Give me a little bit lighter look there. Now, as I'm doing this, I'm making sure that I'm not putting my stencil brush down into this open cardstock area. If you're worried about that, you can always tape it off with a masking paper or a purple tape or something like that. We're going to shift again, see what I have left on my brush here. If you don't need to re-ink it, don't. You'll get increasingly lighter and darker depending on how much you've inked your brush as you go. And I am trying to just continue brushing upward so that I get most of that color saturating right along the line there. This time I am going to add a little bit more ink. We're getting a little bit dry here. Just going back and forth on that ink pad, shifting my design again. And depending on your card design, you don't have to go all the way down. If you plan to cover up the bottom with a grassy hill or something like that, you don't need to go all the way to the bottom. But for this demonstration, I'm going to show you what it looks like to continue all the way down. So we'll shift another time here. And it is okay to get ink back up onto this part. You know, not a ton of ink, but it's not going to ruin your design to have a little bit of overlap there. So there you see what that looks like. Then if I want a little bit extra at the bottom just to kind of finish that off, I can ink up one more time, get those saturated bits off, and then I can get rid of that really contrasting white area just by brushing up with my brush there. So you can see you end up with this really pretty cloudy backdrop, and then you are free to build whatever scene you want to over the top. So hopefully that introduces you a little bit to our stencil strips, and I hope you'll give it a try and show us what you make. You can find all of the products at our website, tailoredexpressions.com. Thanks for stopping by, guys. See you later.